Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we're going to do a preview for you. We are previewing Crash and Grab. That's just really fun. Crash and Grab. Like you crash in and you grab. Did I give something away? Maybe I did. Okay, so this is designed by Clayton Skakey and Brian Hink, and it is published by Pull the Pen Games. Because you pull the pen.
All right, so this is a game where you are aliens and you have Crash landed, okay, and then you have to go and collect all the different positions that you need to fill your spacecraft so you can escape the Earth's atmosphere. So you need to go around the board and grab your fellow aliens in order to escape. All right, so you have a board, you have a little spaceship that you are flying around the board. You're going to program your movement. You can either program your movement with a controlled number, either 2 or 3, but you get some special abilities and tokens and rewards. Or you give yourself a little bit more flexibility by playing a 0 to 5 card, but no bonuses. They all have their advantages to using them. All right, so what you're doing is you're moving on the board, you're going to crash into each other, and you are going to grab all the people that you need. Now, you can grab any one of your opponent's pieces, and they would fill that spot in your need. So if you get your opponent's pilot or your opponent's navigator or whatever it is, that's going to work. But if you're able to get your own player colors into your own color spaceship, that's going to make it so that those people are unstealable, because you are able to steal each other's people as you bump into each other and crash each other all over this board. All right, you're going to grab energy. Energy is going to be used to buy these upgrade power-up cards, and then you have also these boost tokens. And these boost tokens are going to give you extra ability to move around at the end of your regular movement, so you have more flexibility and do the things you need to do. All right, so that's kind of the main gist of Crash and Grab. By the way, this is a preview, so all the components, these are not final, so it is subject to change.
So I actually really like that people can't steal your color when you're going out on the board, and I like that for 2 reasons. One, if you want, you can kind of just focus on your color, so that way when you're building up to something, people can't tear down what you've been building up. But I also like that makes it, when you bump into people, you can get your color back. It's not like you can work towards something that all of a sudden is just taken from you. So yeah, you can take any color you want. You can even win that way. But I like that there is a route you can go where people cannot stop you. They cannot hinder you from grabbing your color. And so I like that there's a pathway to victory if you want to take that. Or you can just go all crazy and bump into people and crash people and take everybody's stuff as well.
Which is very viable. All right, so the power-ups in this game, to me, they make the game. I've seen programmed movement games before and things like that where you're just running around crashing each other's stuff. But the power-ups make this game so much more interesting. You have to kind of spend some of your resources, spend your energy in order to get them. But you get a chance to get 2 of these upgrade cards, look at them both, and choose one of them to keep. The other one you're going to put at the bottom of the deck. And then you are going to have this permanent ability for the rest of the game that's going to allow you to give you special abilities when you crash, special abilities when you are gathering your crew, all kinds of different abilities that you might be needing, extra movement, whatever the case is. They're all helpful and they're all interesting based off what your situation is and what your strategy is too. Yeah. So I love that you have these kind of customizable ways to make your ship behave differently than everyone else's ship because of these power-ups that you've added on. It is just so much fun. Every time I draw these cards, I'm like, I want them both. Yeah. So power-ups, don't sleep on these power-ups. You're going to want them.
So in the game as well, you don't have everybody's pieces on the board the entire time. So you only have a few pieces out at a time that you're trying to collect, or crew members that you're trying to collect as you're going across this board. What's really neat about that is as soon as somebody gets collected, you roll to put out the new one. So the one thing you have control about is you can choose what you're putting out, sort of. You can choose a color, you can choose a row of what you're putting out, but you actually don't know where it's going to go because you're going to roll for that. So I really like that you've helped yourself, and now you might unintentionally, through a roll, help an opponent on their next turn because the game's continuing. Everybody always has the chance to get those pieces that are out there, so everybody has the same amount of opportunity on their turns. So I just really like that it's slowly populating a board to give everybody a chance, and that it's random, so you can't set yourself up to just kind of run away with the game.
This does play from 2 to 6 players, which is kind of crazy when you think about it all on the same board. but it's not all the same board. It scales pretty well between them. First of all, the size of the board kind of gradually gets bigger as they have more and more players. 2 players is fairly small, then you add these little inserts to kind of get to the 3-4 player count, and then added more to the 5 and 6 player count. Also, in the 5 and 6 player count, you don't necessarily, the state of the board is going to change quite a bit between those 5th and 6th players, right? So you're like, what you program yourself to be might not necessarily be what's going to happen. So you have these extra little tokens that you're given as a 5th and 6th player in turn order, so that you kind of regain a little bit of that control as it's finally your turn and things have changed so much. So the fact that you can play from 2 to 6 using the same system more or less is very, very interesting to me. The rotational dice, it changes the order of play. In the 2-player game, you don't use that rotational dice. Basically, you just go back and forth between the players. But if you're using anything more than 2 players, you actually roll this rotational dice, and it tells you whether you're going to go clockwise or counterclockwise in player order that particular round. So that way, whoever's being the 5th and 6th players is always changing, always in flux. So it never feels like you're constantly being targeted or whatever like that. So no matter what, it scales well between 2 and 6. It all kind of feels like the 4-player mode. It kind of feels like the main mode of the game to me. But they've made the concessions to make it all feel like that 4-player mode.
Overall, this was just such a quirky little game. It's quirky in the best way possible. Like, you're intentionally crashing into each other. Like, that's just really fun. Like, you're
bumper cars in space.
Yeah, it's just that's exactly what this is. It's just space bumper cars. It's what you're doing. You're crashing into each other to try to get their stuff so you can win, so you can get off the Earth as quick as possible. It's so quirky. It does not overstay its welcome for a game like this. You get it on the board, you have fun just trying to get stuff and messing with people, and then it's over and you're like, let's just do that again. That was so silly and fun. It has that type of like I don't know, kind of like an arena video game feel to it.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe like the Mario Kart like battle mode.
Yeah.
That's where you're collecting these power-ups and just smash it into each other and just trying to take out each other. That's a great analogy. This is silly, fun, controlled chaos. If you know what you're getting into, you are going to have an absolute blast with this game. It provides those really great moments where you pull off some crazy move using all of these different jump points and are able to turn and do all these different things in order to crash into someone, take the exact thing you needed so that you can finish up your turn. It has those great moments. I really enjoyed that. So if this is going to Kickstarter soon, so be sure to check out that Kickstarter page. If anything we said sounded interesting to you, I think you're really going to enjoy crashing and grabbing in Crash and Grab.
Everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can follow us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.